Mastery. My name is Sean Snowday. I'm the co-founder with India Kern.
Good morning.
Hey, did you hear my keys just drop right there?
Yeah, I did.
Okay, we're going to go over the core client contact copy that I think I wrote this literally like 15 years ago. Wow, time flies. And the reason actually someone else helped me write this. And then as I was going through this with people, I was like, if you take your 30-second speech and just everywhere there's a period or a comma, turn that into a headline, you could make it a book, you could make it a series, you could make it a workshop. So we're going to go over that today.
Okay.
Before we go into it, we worked on it a little bit this weekend.
We did.
So do you want to talk about that a little bit?
Yeah, I was really just seeing where I could find it here. So we are about to give a webinar, and we want to talk about the core client copy. Wait, I'm missing a C. Core client copy.
Contact.
What? Contact copy. And so we went through it, and it was kind of laborious, tedious, but we got through it, and it is great, and anyone can use it. Any coach, entrepreneur, speaker, author. This is so good for a lead magnet, for when you go to a networking group. It is super helpful. So I'm glad we did it. So how do you want to do this? Do you want to ask? You want me to ask you questions? Oh, and by
No,
the way,
we're just going to go over what we did over the weekend. So I'm going to share my screen. Even though this is a podcast, this will be going out to YouTube and the Facebooks of the world. So some people will be able to see the visuals, and but it works really well on the podcast as well because I said so. I guess I don't know any other reason why. So they changed. So here's screen share. Entire screen. So this one. So I'm going to say share, and then I'm going to bring this up. Now, one of the things I found is there's some slides in here that I got to remove. Okay.
Yeah.
So this is how to do your 30-second speech, or what I call the core client contact copy. Okay. So initially, we're going to do kind of the train the trainer type stuff. So it's going to be, we're going to tell you what we're going to tell you, then we're going to tell you, and then we're going to tell you what we told you, which is how I do every coaching call, all my private clients. I always recap. So we're going to go over who you help. So you're going to want to write this down. So if you're listening to this podcast or watching this, go get a pen and paper, and we're going to go through this kind of fast because we already have it all written down. But you're going to want to write down who you help, the specific problem they have, how to help them avoid what they're getting, and with or without a specific convenience, like with eating all the tasty steak and ice cream that they want, or without ever exercising, right?
Right.
Then you recap. So let me see. Before we go into this, do you want to do this with your divorce coaching?
Well,
right now?
Hold on. I got some noise. You keep talking. Can you hear that noise?
Yeah, they're probably towing your car because you haven't been able to make your payment.
No, they are
on your Ferrari.
Garbage can. The garbage trucks are coming. So, well, I don't care what we do. Since we already did it, do you want to go over what we just did, or do you want to start?
Well, we'll go over that too, but we'll just go over so people can see.
Okay.
So in a nutshell, like, who do you help when it comes to the divorce coaching?
Yeah, so I used to just be women. Now I'm women and men, typically around well, it's more like 40 to like 65.
So are you going to write this down on a piece of paper?
Sure. I mean, I got it a million times, but yeah, sure. I'll do that.
Well, it may come out differently this time.
Okay. So, you want me to I'll do a different one. I'll do deciding on divorce. Sorry, it's so noisy. Do you want me to turn it on mute for a second?
No, it doesn't matter.
Okay. So let's do this. Let's do women and men 40 to 65 who are on the fence about divorce. They're deciding on divorce. Okay.
So what's their specific problem? They're deciding on divorce, but what's the specific problem?
The specific problem is they don't know what they should do. They're at a crossroads and they're really struggling with the decision because they have guilt, shame. They have problems. They're like, can it work? Can it not work? I don't know what to do. I need some help.
Okay. And what else? What else is their specific problem? Like, can they sleep? Are they eating differently?
Yeah, they're having trouble.
Can they get out of bed?
They think about it all the time. Most of them are, I mean, the ones that I've dealt with are very, very functional. They're usually high earners and they're very good at their job. But when it comes to their personal life, that's where they're struggling. So they have worries, but not until they go home because they compartmentalize.
Okay, so what are problems they have when they get home?
They feel lonely in their marriage. They're anxious. Home feels like work and work feels like home. They're just very ambivalent.
Okay. All right. So then what do you help them? What are the specific results you help them achieve or avoid?
So I help them make a decision on what their next step is, on if it's traveling down the path of divorce or if it's let's stay married. So marriage or divorce is basically what I help them decide on.
Okay. So then what do you help them avoid? So I'm a little confused because you're a divorce coach and these are people that are considering divorce.
Right.
So how do you
because I can show them the path of divorce because I've been down it. I know it. I can show them
but how do you help them if they're considering?
Yeah, well, let me explain.
All right.
I help them by going through all the steps to make sure they make a wise and informed decision. That could look like going to marriage counseling. So I connect them to a therapist, a marriage counselor. They go through that step. I mean, they go through I can be with them for a year because we're doing so many different things. If they need some help with their backstory, their family of origin, I connect them with a therapist. So there's a team I connect them with, a marriage counselor, therapist. Then we work together on mindset and the narrative they're telling themselves. And I'm not married to whatever. I don't care what decision they make. I'm just going to help them get there.
Okay. So do they ever stay married after they work with you?
Some have stayed married for a couple of years and then it ended in divorce. Some have decided on divorce after a year.
Okay. So then you help them avoid, what do you help them avoid then?
I help them avoid a painful divorce if the relationship is salvageable. And I also help them, if it's not, make decisions so it is the most peaceful process that it can be if it ends in divorce.
Are you writing this down?
No, because I can't talk and write, and I'm so like a peaceful process if it ends in divorce.
And then it would be help them avoid. So maybe help them avoid getting a divorce, or you help them avoid
a painful
having
divorce.
a dramatic, high
ending
trauma event,
Yeah. Right.
And then you may help them avoid losing their children or their house or their friends. Because usually when you break up, it's like, oh, some friends take sides. I don't really know. I've never been divorced, but
it can happen.
Every time couples hang out with couples. I was telling a friend over the weekend, I go, I can't hang out with that guy because he's married. And he's like, so what? I go, well, I like doing single guy stuff. And he goes, we do single guy stuff, like, you know, play basketball. And I'm like, nah, dude, I'm talking
No,
about
yeah, no. My husband was single till 51, 52. I can't remember. But anyway, so when his friends started getting married, he had to change his friends too, because you know, like you said, couples hang out with couples.
yeah. So then and then you help them get what? So they get
So
uh,
they get better regardless of either decision. Um, they um, they get clarity on what they're doing is the right decision. They get peace of mind.
okay. And then they're gonna receive all of the avoid, achieve, and get. So what do you have for avoid, achieve, and get?
Okay. So they avoid a painful divorce or dramatic ending. They avoid losing their kids, house, and friends. They avoid drama. And what was the one about when they stay together? They avoid a painful divorce. Yeah.
Yeah. And then what do you help them achieve?
They achieve clarity, peace of mind, and resolution.
Yeah. So the achieve and get were kind of the same thing.
Yeah.
So some of the things, how do you and so what are the things that you help them avoid?
Losing their kids.
Okay, so you help them avoid losing their kids with or without. So that's saying with joint stuff or without without having to hire a nanny or something like that.
They avoid losing their kids without going to family court services.
Right. So that could be one of them.
Yeah.
And then what's the next avoid? So you're going to do all the avoids and you're going to do with or without, and all the achieves you're going to do with or without. So what's the second avoid?
They avoid losing their house, or really it's not so much losing their house. I think this would be an achieve. They achieve what the best solution is for the house, because it might be selling the house. So
right. And that's with or without what?
With or without mental anguish, really.
Right. So
deciding on the house without on the
right.
house.
There's memories in there. You're selling the memories. You're not selling the house.
Right. The home, not the house.
Whatever. Home is where the heart is.
Right. That's what I'm saying. You can take a home anywhere. House is the structure.
Not me. I'm in the house. Okay. And then what's the another one?
Okay. So without losing the kids, house and friends, and losing long lasting friendships, something like that. Losing.
Yeah. While maintaining, long-term relationship for everyone.
Yeah. It's hard to write and talk at the same time. So I have like just a mess of words down here. So I think it's, yeah.
It doesn't matter. Everyone else is getting it.
Yeah. Good.
And then what's the other, like the achieve, and what's one of the achieves?
So you achieve peace of mind, resolution, clarity, effective communication with your co-parent. So
okay, so you could say effective communication without what?
Without strife, without drama.
Right.
So, because you're going to be in a relationship with this person the rest of your life because you share kids together.
Right. And if you don't share kids, then you have to do a different one. So then here's the deal. Summarize all of that.
God. Okay. I help people who are between the ages of 40 and 65 who are on the fence about divorce. They're deciding
I would say professionals, because they got to be able to.
You're right. You're right. They're professionals. And they typically are professionals. Yeah. So that's who I help. What's the next one?
Who? I hope
Who?
you just summarize it. Who?
Who?
And their specific problems.
Who want to avoid anxiety, loneliness in their marriage, a painful breakup, dramatic endings.
So those are all the avoids and the achieve. I help professionals between 40 and 65 who can't sleep at night, are eating their feelings, are drinking way too much,
Yeah.
going to the strip clubs or the nightclubs and sleeping around to get over the pain, right?
Mm-hmm.
Just
Yeah.
being honest, because that's what divorced people do.
Yeah. To avoid is next. Is that next?
Yeah.
To avoid losing their kids, their house, and long-lasting friendships.
Right. Without
going to
without the drama.
court.
Yeah, without going to court, without the drama.
Without the drama, and without the mental anguish.
Right. So then you'd say, do you know anyone who's between? Do you know any professionals between 40 and 60 who are pulling their hair out and trying not to get a divorce, but it looks like it's coming up, and they don't want to lose their kids, and they want it all to be drama free? Boom. That's the 30-second speech.
Yeah.
All right. So then with what we did over the weekend had to do with Coach Marketing Mastery. So that's like we work with entrepreneurs between 40 and 65 years old who don't know how to consistently generate leads that they can follow up with, right? And promote themselves.
Mm-hmm.
They want to speak on bigger stages and podcasts in order to fill their calendar with quality prospects that convert to cash and have enough money to pay the bills for themselves and their loved ones, right?
Mm-hmm.
Then we help them get to the point where they can fill their calendar with qualified prospects, easily convert to cash, while avoiding the hustle and bustle of the 24-hour workday and constant bickering with their loved ones about money.
Mm-hmm.
Then there's this. Without using high-pressure sales tactics. So that's the without.
Mm-hmm.
Or sleazy used car sales techniques.
Mm-hmm.
And then we recap. So this is going to be the 30-second speech. Do you know anyone who desires a drama-free life and business while becoming a bigger fish in a larger ocean? That's provocative. People are going to go, well, what does that mean? Right? So then once it's completed, it's going to look like this. We work with entrepreneurs who are between 40 and 65 years old who don't know how to consistently generate leads that they can follow up with and promote themselves. They want to speak on bigger stages and podcasts in order to fill their calendar with quality prospects that convert to cash and have enough money to pay the bills for themselves and their loved ones. We help them get to the point where they can fill their calendar with qualified prospects that easily convert to cash while avoiding the hustle and bustle of the 24-hour workday and the constant bickering with their loved ones about money. Without using high-pressure sales tactics or sleazy used car sales techniques, do you know anyone who desires a drama-free life, business, while becoming a bigger fish in a larger ocean, right? Which gets back to the provocative recap. Do you know anyone who desires a drama-free life? So the thing is, all of this probably takes more than 30 seconds to say, but the point is getting the right content. So with all of the people that you've worked with in Coach Marketing Mastery, what do you think the core thing they want to do is?
Well, the core thing is they want clients on a consistent basis. They want to generate leads and convert to clients on a consistent basis.
Right.
Without the headache and
So they want to make money, right?
They want to make money, exactly.
And the bottom line is that in order to do that, you need to make $1. And then once you make $1, you got to make $2. And what I found is that a lot of the people that want to be coaches, and I'm just saying over the years, is they're afraid of success and they're afraid of failure.
Oh, I thought you were going to say something else. I thought you were going to say they struggle with the very thing that they're coaching.
Well, also that. So these are all the things I struggle with. I want to speak on bigger stages and not podcasts. I want to speak on bigger stages in order to fill my calendar with quality prospects that convert to cash and have enough money to pay the bills for myself and my loved ones. So I got to pay everyone's bills and I got to pay my own bills, and then I got to pay for all this stuff. So those are the challenges I have. Now
Mhm.
I know how to get on bigger stages. I know what needs to be done in order to make this happen on a personal basis, right? So and I've done it. So then a lot of people that have challenges either with, you know, a screen-free environment, or an executive coach, or someone that
Divorce.
the divorce coach, all of that stuff. Like, I couldn't be a divorce coach. I don't even know the first thing about marriage, right?
Right.
But then once we have this 30-second speech down, then we're going to look at certain highlights within that.
Mhm.
So with this same thing, we could change it and say consistently generate leads. And then that would be a chapter in an ebook,
Mhm.
how to
Mhm.
consistently generate leads. Another thing is how to follow up with them. Another one is going to how to promote yourself, maybe social media, or
Mhm.
brand yourself. Speak on bigger stages. Well, how do you do that? Some people speak for free. Some people don't. Some people pay to speak on Anthony Robbins' stage. Some people he invites onto their stage, right? Fill your calendar. That's really not that hard to fill your calendar. It's just how you're going to fill it, and with what you're going to fill it is the problem. I see all the time in social media, and all these Facebook ads and LinkedIn ads and YouTube ads, people saying, "Hey, we're going to fill your calendar." Yeah, you can fill my calendar, but it's going to probably be with someone that's not my avatar.
Right.
And my avatar is a 7-digit company. Okay. Quality prospects, right? Convert to cash, get them to pay. We don't need people that can't afford to do this,
Right.
and then also pay the bills. How to pay the bills. That's going to be a big one for a lot of people, especially coaches, because a lot of them have to go and get B jobs or B
Right.
level jobs
Mhm.
in order to do that. Avoiding the hustle and bustle of the 24-hour workday. I work 24 hours a day because I'm not focused the entire day. For instance, this morning I spent in my kitchen fixing the stupid sink when I should have done that yesterday, right? And then constant bickering. So with your loved ones, did you ever have any experience bickering with your loved ones when you wanted to become a divorce coach?
No, because I became a divorce coach when I was not married. And nobody was really giving me heat for it.
Right. Right. So um being when it comes to a lot of coaches, again, they have to pay their bills,
Right.
and they have to become a coach, and the bills aren't getting paid because they're trying to do this thing. Same with musicians, same with athletes. There's always that argument because there's no cash flow. So the wife, the spouse, the husband is saying,
Mhm.
look, we got to feed our babies, and there's no money to feed our
Right.
children.
Right.
And that's where a lot of the bickering starts, without using high pressure sales tactics, right?
Exactly.
Now, the thing with that is one of the things I hate the most is the coaches that go, well, I'd rather, do you want to push them into fear or pull them into love? Well, I want to pull them into love. Okay, you go try to do some sales while you pull them in,
Exactly.
right? But you
Yeah.
can't convince these floaty flower children that, sales is pain.
It totally is pain. It's all
Find,
about pain.
and then find the need and fill it.
Exactly.
And and then the drama-free life and business. Not all businesses have a lot of drama in them, but all businesses have drama in them, right?
Mhm.
And but it's the high drama. Okay. So here's the other thing. We turned this in the website copy.
Yeah.
So one of the things I think we used, I don't remember doing this, but was this like some type of AI? Do you want to go over all this?
Or tell me more.
Can you see the screen? Are your best?
No, you're not sharing the screen.
Are you sure?
I'm positive.
Well, then I just did all of this
I
without.
just thought you were just talking. I mean, you know.
Okay. Well, then that's fine. But the screen share thing, they changed it. Anyhow, don't worry about it.
But I think it's fine because if people are listening to a podcast, they're typically not looking at the
I
screen.
know. So the thing is with the website home copy,
Mm-hmm.
well then, you know, because I've got my eye thing going on. So
Mm-hmm.
it says, are your best attempts at consistently generating quality leads bringing you down?
Mm.
Right? Is lead follow-up close to impossible to where you can no longer even promote yourself? So
Mm-hmm.
we took this and we changed it into website copy.
Right.
So consistently generating quality leads. That's going to be a challenge in any business.
Mm-hmm.
It's not hard to generate leads. We can go scrape leads off the internet all day. I just invested $100 into something, and I was like, I don't even want to do it now. So I lost $100 on some lead gen that I was going to do. I still might do it, but it's just too tedious,
Yeah.
and I don't like it. And it's, you know, it's $1,200 a year, and I haven't had $1,200 in success with it. So it's kind of more of a pain than not.
Yeah.
So consistently generating quality leads from multiple angles, that's the tough one.
Mm-hmm.
Okay. So what are some of the ways you generate leads?
Well, we together are speaking or wanting to speak more. We have something coming up. So speaking is a great way to generate leads. So that's probably the model that we use the most. Then we have other software that will reach out to people on LinkedIn. We haven't really been doing that, but I guess we haven't. I don't know. I
Right.
think we could do more of that. I'm networking a ton. In fact, I have about 3 new people that want to talk to us about what we're doing. I went to a party on Saturday and people start asking me what I do, and I tell them, they're like, I want to come. So that was a party for a going away. My best friend's leaving La Jolla. I'm so upset. Anyway, so I got 3 possible leads. I mean, they're going to come and we'll see if they're a fit.
Right. And so then with follow-up, it says, is lead follow-up close to impossible where you can no longer even promote yourself? So this is coming from our 38-second speech. The follow-up, that's kind of my deal. Follow-up is just going to be really simple. It's going to be following up with email, texting, phone calls, phone calls, phone calls, phone calls, Facebook ads, LinkedIn ads. Just follow-up can be many different angles, and you want to use them all. But if you're not using them, then you probably want to hire someone that knows what they're doing.
Right.
It also says, have you failed at speaking on bigger stages and podcasts and filling your contact with quality prospects that convert to cash, right? So the deal is we have had some quality prospects, but we've also had some that I think my biggest problem is not being able to get to the bottom line fast enough and saying, okay, this isn't a fit. And I've always had this problem in sales.
May I say something?
Mm-hmm.
I think you give away too much.
Well, no, now I know what to do in this particular business, which is just saying, oh, you can't afford this? Here, I'm going to give you the video series and then go to the next person and not waste the time on it. But I had to figure out what exactly is going on these sales calls and what the hell are these people talking about? Because our last sales call, as a matter of fact, the lady said, I'm already in something else and I'm not going to buy anything from you.
And I would have said, let's end it, but you wanted to nurture it a little bit. She walked away with the best thing ever. She was thrilled. I think
thought she was my friend's friend.
Yeah, I know.
I can't keep track of all this crap. So then, do you wish you had enough money to pay the bills for yourself and your loved ones? So that's going to be a lot of people having challenges with that. Not everybody. So I've always said, and I'm not saying this in any regards to anybody, but I'll tell you this. I went to this event. It's some wine place down in San Diego. It's right off the 5. It's like right off the off ramp. And I can't, it's where all the wealthy people store their wine. So it's 52 degrees. Have you ever heard of that place? Or 37 degrees?
I've heard of wine storage. I don't know that one.
So, what temperature
It depends on the wine.
do
I think.
you store wine? Well, that's going to be the name of the store. So it's 45 degrees. So it's like 65 degrees. So whatever the name of it, it was like 37 degrees or something. That was the name of the store. And the deal is there's a lot of these people that are super wealthy that have hundreds of thousands of dollars worth of wine. And it has to be stored at a certain temperature.
Mm-hmm.
So this is like a nightclub, and underneath it is all of this wine that they chill.
Wow.
Because people, Roland's one of them.
I was thinking of him actually when you were talking.
Yeah, he's like, oh yeah, this is a $3,800 bottle, and then
I saw him last week. He doesn't know me, but I saw him.
And so the thing is, it's like you know, this nightclub. So I'm there, and then they have this big room. So there's this lady talking, and she was a coach, and these guys had a meetup. This one meetup was popular. Mm-hmm. And they filled the room, and I'm at the back, and I'm like, I'm an Infusionsoft partner. I'm there trying to. So I just remember this lady going, well, I usually don't talk to a crowd of people this small. And I was like, what a punk, just for saying that, you know. And then she's like, and this is the
but I'll grace your presence today.
Her whole thing was like that. And here's a picture of my home,
mm-hmm.
and it's right on the golf course, and blah, blah, blah. And I'm a spiritual. I'm like, you know, everything you're saying is wealthy housewife. It's $25,000 ring, and freaking you're up there fucking doing shit. So excuse my language. So that's why I get back to the whole money thing, because a lot of people, it's like, look, we want you to be a coach, but are you ready for what's going to happen? Because it's not going to be pretty for everyone, right? So it's time to fill your calendar with qualified prospects that easily convert to cash while avoiding the hustle and bustle of the 24-hour workday and constant bickering with their loved ones about money. Now, the deal with that, when a business is really running fine, I know guys that they're on the golf course more than they're at business. Joe Vona is one of them. And this guy, you know, he has like a $3 million house, and his company does probably $4 to $5 million a year. And he has, I think, 15 salespeople, and it's a pretty successful business. And, you know, he'll come in from yoga or from the golf course or whatever, you know, so his business is kind of self-sufficient. But there's a lot of people out there and a lot of people in the space that I'm in the mastermind groups I'm in, they're working morning, noon, and night, and Saturdays.
Yeah, I've seen that more than the other.
Yeah. And so then I actually got that book, The 40-Hour Work Week, but then I was like, this is 583 pages.
4-hour work week, right?
Or whatever, the 4-hour work.
Not 40.
It's 583 pages. And I was like, I don't want to read it now.
Did you summarize it with AI and give it to you in 15 minutes?
No, there's a thing I can buy that will do all the books like that, but it's $60, and I don't want to spend $60. I already spent on something like that, and it was stupid. Yeah. I still have it.
I think you could probably tell AI to just summarize it for you.
I could just go on YouTube and someone summarize it.
Exactly.
Okay, so the thing is that then we go into the we will show you how to do this without using high pressure sales tactics or sleazy card sales techniques. Welcome to your drama-free life and business while becoming a bigger fish in our larger ocean. So all of that, I have to save this and continue. I do need to put our logo in there, or you have it uploaded.
You know what? I'm gonna take all that copy. I'm gonna put it on the Go High Level landing page that I was making. That's perfect.
Okay. Either way, so the thing is that That's pretty much the core client contact copy. So it's going to be taking your 30-second speech and you're going to be going over certain things like how to avoid, who you work with, how do you get them the specific results, how you help them avoid it. Then you summarize it. And then when you get that, you can make videos. So you could say every title now is an ebook.
Right.
Now, when I did this, it was hard to make a video and get it up to YouTube. You had to buy a camera. You had to take that little camera and it would go on a little disc in your camera. Then you had to slip that disc into your computer, copy it over. The editors were horrible back then.
Right.
And I don't know if anybody remembers this, but there was a time when you uploaded to YouTube and it would drag. So your mouth wouldn't match up with your voice. I mean, because the internet was slow back then. And the upload, it would pixelate everything. And it was just horrible.
What year?
This is like 2010.
Okay. Yeah.
Or 2008. Now
Yeah.
that I think about it, 2008, 2009. It was horrible because I was up in Westlake Village, and I wasn't down in San Diego to 2010, and we had a little forest in front of our house, and I'd go down in the thicket like I was in the guy from Australia that wrestles alligator. What was that guy's name? He died.
Crocodile. Oh, that guy. Yeah. I know. I forgot. Yeah. Stingray got him.
Yeah, stingray. And so I'd go down in this thicket by our house, and there's like a little waterfall there, or just a little stream. Believe it or not, it goes Malibu, and then the canyon, and then Westlake Village. And Malibu has mountains, like literal mountains that go over the clouds, and they have waterfalls out there. It's crazy. People don't know that, but it's like ocean mountains. Crazy, right? So that's where I lived, and the thing was that when I was making those videos back then, it was just so much work into making these stuff. Now it's a lot easier. So you take your 30-second speech, you make videos, you make an ebook, you make website copy, you show up to coachmarketingmasterclass.com, coachmarketingmasterclass.com, sign up there, show up Friday, and we're going to probably be going over it then. And we'll be going over India's private clients who are divorce coaches coming up soon, right?
That's right.
So how else would everyone find you, India?
So, well, I have a website with my name, indiakern.com. But I really want to encourage you to come Fridays at 10 o'clock Pacific time to our Coach Marketing Masterclass, because you will get boatloads of information. You'll walk away from that class that you can actually use immediately. So come to the class Fridays, 10 o'clock Pacific time, coachmarketingmasterclass.com.